Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 11. So yeah, annoying episode, silly, unnecessary, super petty, too long. I didn't even feel like watching it. I just was like, it wasn't quite a filler episode, but it felt more like they let Marlo sponsor this trip, and it just fell apart. Battle of the egos, just too much, and I was over it. Okay. So I anyway, you guys, the review, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so we're still in Blue Ridge Mountains. Remember last week they were at the dinner and Kenya showed up. Okay, now we're back on the bus and we're on our way back to the cabin / mansion. Okay, Marlo, what are we doing tomorrow? Marlo says, oh, she has a lot of stuff planned. But basically this whole trip is about relaxing, recharging, and just having fun with her girls. Okay. So that's what she's on. And considering they had pretty good energy before Sonya and Kenya showed up, I'm hopeful that they will have a good time. So when they get back to the house and they're going around, they're taking selfies, they're drinking tea, sitting around talking, but it's looking like, okay, everything is gonna be all right. Well, at least we think so tonight. Kenya's not there. Next morning, Marlo gets up. Good morning, chefs. Is there any mimosas out here for the ladies? Okay, she wants to make sure that the ladies are able to have mimosas if they have coffee, tea, set all that out. And while Marlo is making sure the finishing touches are on for all of the ladies with the staff, the rest of the girls are talking to their family, okay, namely Drew and Sonya. Drew is talking to Ralph. First, she's very proud that Ralph has the boys. He has the babies and, all of that. And then we know Deuce. I'm telling you, that Deuce, I ain't even seen him that many times, but every time I think about him, I laugh. But Deuce is at home with his dad. Now, Drew is telling Ralph how she's a little concerned about Fatum coming because, she just don't like her. And she has reason not to like Fatum. Fatum is extra, okay? And we'll find that out quite a bit in this episode. Just even got on my nerves more. So she's talking to Ralph about that, and Sonya is talking to her husband about Kenya and Marlo and the fact that they just cannot seem to get it together and how they fought the night before and all of that. And Kenya's not staying here. She's got her own place. And I was like, probably it's good that Kenya wasn't there because they would have argued all night. Okay? But speaking of Kenya, she pulls up at the house. Okay, 9:04 a.m. Because remember, Marlo told her that she better be there by a certain time or she ain't going to be able to enjoy the festivities. So Kenya gets there, and honey, Kenya is on the most, I am going to be very annoying because I'm going to be super happy and I'm not going to let Marlo get under my skin. And I know that my super happy is going to really work Marlo's nerves because Marlo is really good at getting under Kenya's skin. But Kenya had already put it in her mind that she wasn't going to let Marlo do it. Okay, and it was actually pretty funny. She got there, she's like, hey girls, hey y'all, I'm here, hey y'all, she going from room to room, like, where is everybody? Kenya's here. She bust in Drew's room, and Drew was right in the middle of gossiping about her, and then, she was just like, who you talking to on the phone? Hey you, I'm here, oh my God, Drew is sitting there like, okay, I gotta get off the phone. All right, and Kenya sees her and is like, let me see those titties. Like, oh my God, that girl, Kenya is on like a whole nother level of happy petty, we'll call it. And Kenya tells us that she's had a very good night's sleep. She's staying at a very beautiful cabin right down the street from them on the lake as well. So she's rested and she's ready. Sonya comes in the room and she's like, hey girls, I'm here. So it's all of this going on. Drew is like, I really hope that she brought her bag, okay, and that she's gonna spend the night because we really don't want another night of Kenya and Marlo arguing. Let's just help Marlo today, okay? Well, you ain't gotta worry about that. So, Kenya's walking around. Marlo finds out that Kenya's there, so she comes out, and Kenya does say hi. But that's it. Marlo tries to give her a hug, and Kenya was just like, oh, I'm not hugging. I'm not doing the fake hug thing today. Okay, I did say hi. That is enough. Marlo, get away from me. And Marlo was just like, you know what? Kenya will not ruin my vibe. No matter what you might do, Kenya, you are not going to spoil my vibe. No. So Marlo is trying to get a hold of Kenya, and she tells her, like, I want to talk to you. Can you, when you finish doing all of this, going around and greeting everybody, can you come back here? You know, I'm getting my makeup done. Come talk to me. And Kenya was just like, whatever you say. Okay. But she has no intentions of going back there to talk to Marlo. So Marlo's so irritated, she goes and calls, I guess, her assistant or her manager or somebody. And she was just like, Marlo goes and calls somebody, I think maybe it was her manager or her assistant or something. And she was just like, Kenya did come, and I'm glad that she came because I already told her that she couldn't enjoy the experience unless she stayed here. But Marlo's really bothered by Kenya, especially this extra bubbly, extra annoying Kenya that's not normally her personality. So, you know, the person on the phone was just like, you are being the bigger person, and I'm proud of you. I think that it's really good that you're swallowing down, you know, you're not making a big deal. You're not feeding into what Kenya is doing, but it is working on Marlo because Marlo is pissed. So the person on the phone is just like, Kenya's either gonna have to get with the program or she's gonna have to leave. No, actually, Kenya's gonna stay and not get with the program. Side note, you guys, Kenya probably should have came on the trip. I know that they have to go on the trip if they want to get paid. I know that that's a part of the contracts with Bravo and all of that. And I know that that's the reason why she was acting the way that she was, because she knew that she didn't want to be there. But the fact that she had to come because of the money situation, that she was just like, I'm just going to ruin this bitch's shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck. So when Sonia tries to pull her to the side and sit her down to talk to her, you know, Kenya's just sort of like, what do you want me to do about this? You know, Sonia was just like, I know that you and Marlo have problems and everything, but, you know, this trip was supposed to be about her, and we're all trying to be here for her. Okay, Kenya don't care. So Kenya's just looking at her like, whatever. And she was just like, you know, she had gifts for everybody. She had gifts for everybody, and she had one for you too. And Kenya was like, I don't want any of her gifts. Like, I don't know where that demonic demon shit came from. Like, I don't know what that is, the gift that she trying to give me. Like, no. Okay. And Kenya tells Sonia that she's offended by Marlo and her parenting non-instincts. The fact that she took in the nephews and then she threw them out. That offends Kenya as a mother. You know, Kenya said that when she was a young girl, she went through the same thing. Her mother's family didn't want her, and she ran away and went to stay with a boyfriend, and she has abandonment issues from that, you know, just from that happening. And so she knows that the boys are probably going through it too. So yeah, she was just like, yeah, I mean, what kind of mother is she? Well, she's not a mother, and that's the whole thing, you know? So, I mean, and we all have been through this, and we all know that Marlo probably should have never taken the boys if she wasn't going to be able to do this, all right? But again, I'm still not even sure if this is just what they're saying on the show, if it really happened. Because the boys still live with her, all right? So you make that whatever you want. So Sonia, the pick-me, oh my God, Sonia. I really thought that I was going to like Sonia at the beginning of the season. I know they brought her in as Drew's friend. Then she was all over Kenya and Candy wanting to be their besties. And now she's moved over to the other side of Marlo and Sheree. And I was just like, you know what? I can't with Sonia. I tried and I can't. To pick me in her, choose me in her really, really works my nerves. I guess Sonia said, damn it, I'm on this show and I'm fixing to make this shit pop. All right? Because no sooner that she finished talking to damn Kenya, she goes and gets Sheree and was just like, I think that we should go tell Marlo what Kenya said. Damn it, even as Sheree was like, look at the bone carrier. Like, oh, I feel honored that, you know, someone is following in my footsteps like this. That's damn Sonia couldn't even wait to go and tell Marlo. And the whole thing is, you just said that Marlo is stressed and going through a whole lot. Why you got to go run tell that Why you got to get your big mouth ass and go tell Marlo? You think Marlo want to hear, or needs to hear, I should say. You think Marlo needs to hear that Kenya was saying all this shit about her and her nephews at this time? You know, I was just like, oh, Sonya. And of course, the minute that she starts up about the nephews, you know, Marlo was just like, what'd she say about my nephews? And you could see the steam was rising off the back of her head. All right, because Sonya was just like, well, she felt like, you know, you shouldn't have thrown the boys out. And, you know, she talked about, you know, they're going to have abandonment issues or whatever she said. And Marlo was pissed, which I knew she would be. And I think Kenya probably said that to Sonya, knowing that Sonya was going to run back and tell her with a big mouth ass. And, you know, Marlo just keep on saying the same thing. You know, I did this trip for peace. I really needed some peace in my life. I wanted to have fun with my girls. Okay. But Kenya is determined to get up here and fuck the shit up. And Marlo is just really, really mad. This is her trip. Everybody better act right. I don't want any bad energy. And Kenya, she's really bad energy. And of course, Sonya is all, I know. I was just like, Sonya, you would have done best just kind of trying to stay neutral. Okay? You ain't got to be knowing the bitch to death. And you was just sitting there being friends with Kenya. I like Kenya and Marlo, but this weekend is about Marlo. So, yeah, she has to make sure that she stays in Marlo's ear. We got your number, Sonya. So, Marlo is just like, whatever, I'm not going to worry about it. You know, she does a quick little prayer, okay, for Kenya and her 60-year-old. I was like, no, we know Kenya is not 60. And if she was 60, she would look fantastic for 60, okay? But, okay, break. So, I guess Marlo, you know, now that she's armed with this new information, she's about to be on a warpath. So, Sheree and Sonya come back and join the group. Kenya, Candy, and Manetta, they're out there as well. And Sheree is talking about She by Sheree, and Candy gives her some sage business advice, because Candy was just like, she used to try to run her businesses on just a bootleg budget, okay? But what you need to do is just start small, have a small release, and then use that money to fund the next release. And it could be bigger and bigger and bigger. Instead of trying to be this great big, but you know how Sheree does things. She always has to do things grand. And that's probably the reason why it's hard for her to get shit off the ground, right? So Candy is trying to give her that advice. And, you know, Sheree was like, I appreciate it. Thank you, Candy Yams. Now, Marlo comes down there, and they're like, Marlo, what are we doing today? And, you know, Marlo was like, well, first we're going to go, and we're going to do some minding. And Candy was just like, minding? And she was just like, mining, okay? This is where you go and you sift through a whole bunch of fucking rocks and sand, and I guess you're supposed to be trying to find some jewels, some gemstones. Like Marlo said, rubies, amethysts, a gem like me. So, you know, the girls is all sitting around and they're kind of talking, and then Kenya comes in the room, and Marlo is still trying to tell Kenya, I want to talk to you. Did you hear me, Kenya? Oh yeah, Kenya heard you. Okay, but why was Kenya running her ass through that house like she was a fucking track star? She's a runner, she's a track star. She was going from room to room. The damn cameraman was following Marlo as Marlo was trying to follow Kenya, like trying to catch up with her. And I knew that shit was getting on Marlo's nerves. I was cracking up. I was just like, okay, Kenya, you doing the most, but the shit still was funny. And Marlo had enough. You can talk to me now or you can leave. And Kenya was just like, don't talk to me like that, Marlo. Okay, so that's why Kenya was not studying Marlo at all. And Marlo finally, after she had been chased her all around, she was just like, how much do I need to take on my trip? Girl, it's gonna be a whole lot of this. So we can't even get out the house, we arguing. All right, and even Candy is a little fed up with Kenya, just like, you talk about you don't like being poked by people that's being disrespectful to you, but now you doing this. And Kenya's just like, oh, well, whatever, Candy. You know, like, she ain't even worried about Candy. Candy's annoyed with this whole thing. And Marlo, it was funny. You can see Marlo in the background kind of shaking her head like, okay. She was happy that Candy was taken up for her. And you guys, it's just more arguing. Candy was just like, I ain't signed up to come to no shit like this. God damn. Marlo was just like, don't talk about my kids. Kids are off limits. Side note, somebody sent me a message and said that apparently Candy said that Marlo had said something very negative about Kenya's kid, but that was edited out, okay? So maybe also that was why Kenya was kind of on this level. But of course, we don't know about that because it wasn't on the show. All right. But you guys watched Speak on It. And I guess Candy talked about it on Speak on It. So anyway, we walk out. We get in the driveway. Child, long story short, we are in that driveway for 2 fucking hours. There's a standoff because they cannot take off because neither Marlo or Kenya are going to back down from the stance that they're at. Kenya's in the car and she's just like, I am not saying nothing to Marlo. Marlo feels like Kenya needs to talk to her. And I was just like, did you guys really sit in there? I mean, you could tell it was cool outside because if it was during the summer, I'd have been like, fuck y'all, I'm going back in the house. Okay, ain't nobody sitting out here with all this foolishness. All right. But literally, they sat out there 2 hours, could never leave. And finally, Candy was just like, we gonna go jump on the trampoline in the backyard. Okay. Y'all want to come with us to the lake? No, I guess we might as well. So Marlo goes back in the house. Kenya gets out the car. They all go back to the damn trampoline. Did I even mention that Fatum was there? Fatum has made it there as well. Okay. In that moment that they're arguing out there, Drew gets into it with Fatum because you know she doesn't like Fatum. And I have decided I don't like Fatum either. Okay. Just doing a little too much. She also gives me pick me vibes. Doing way too much. I know you want to be on this show and everything. You are in as a fucking friend of the show. Why don't you be like Manetta? Manetta knows what she's supposed to do. She understands the assignment. Okay? This damn bitch Fatum, we don't like these types. The ones that think that they already got a damn peach. The ones that come in and do the most. All this damn yelling and shit. Drew called her Sheree's lapdog. And she was just like, ow, ow, ow. Sheree, get your lapdog. And Sheree was like, she's not my lapdog. I don't have a lapdog. She was like, you do. Fatum is your lapdog. Candy was just like, whoa, what's this whole thing about dogs? What is she barking for? Okay. Candy was just like, what is going on, child? It was a whole bunch. But in this sense, I am with Drew. Like, I don't like Fatum. So I was here for Drew and her corny antics. She always be doing some shit and thinking that she really did something. Then everybody just be looking like, girl, that was stupid. So this whole arfing and barking shit, everybody was just like, oh, Drew, whatever. So yeah, we had all this drama going on between Drew, Fatum, between Kenya, and Marlo. Child, we ain't went nowhere. So like I said, everybody heads back to the lake. So Candy's feeling like everybody just needs to cool off, jump it out. Okay, the bitches need to get a little jumping in their life. So they out there jumping. That Marlo is in the house and she's crying. This is sad, man. I didn't want all this drama. So they was like, come on outside, Marlo. Let's just go outside. And so Marlo gets up and like pouts and everything, but she goes outside. You know, Kenya was just like, Marlo reminds me of Mark. Okay, my ex-husband. Okay, you can't go claiming to love somebody, but then you treat them the way that you do. So they all get on the damn trampoline. Kenya get on there. Sheree, I was like, Sheree, what about your foot? Okay, I mean, I guess. So Sheree is out there on the trampoline. Fatum with some fucking heels on. I said, Fatum, if you break that, that's gonna be your fucking bill. Why you got on heels on this child? Anyway, they finally get Marlo on there. Marlo's just like, this is fun. Okay. Girl, just jump it out. Get some of your frustrations out. All right, and afterwards, Marlo was just like, I needed that. I think I jumped all the way up to heaven. All right, Kenya, you win. Let's go. Okay, like, I'm not going to fight with you anymore. Like, let's go to this damn minding business. So they all finally pile into the car. I guess this is over 2 hours later now. They all pile into the cars and they are on their way to the mining place. They get there, you know, before they walk in, Marlo was just like, Sonia, I just wanted to thank you for supporting me. You know, you said that you like Marlo and you like Kenya, but you still stayed on my side, you know. If you can stay loyal to Marlo, even though Marlo is loyal to nobody, but if you can do that for her, then you know what, she's happy with you, at least for that moment. And of course, you know, Sonia's like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Oh, fucking pick me. Sonia is a pick me. So anyway, they go in this mining place and it's clear. I was like, who set this up? Okay, Marlo doesn't even strike me as the type that will want to do something like this. But it's just like, what do you do in out here? So they go in there. The man has this look on his face like, all you black bitches, I wish you weren't here. And then to make matters worse, Kenya goes over there and purposely knocks down a Trump 2024 sign. And then she was just like, oh, I was cleaning up around your store in here. You can take this. Took the sign to him, and then she kind of laughed afterwards, and he was just looking at her like, bitch, if these cameras wasn't here, I'd have been called you 10 types of niggas, and you would have had to get your ass up out. I was like, I got the hiccups, but it shit was funny, and it was so petty, she was so pleased with herself, because they was trying to figure out what Kenya was doing back there. Yeah, that's what Kenya was doing. So anyway, the man was just like, oh, I guess I'm on this show. This is my business. I guess I better do right. So he take them outside and he shows them how to do the mining. And it's just like, I mean, probably at some time, this was really like, you really got something out of it. But I'm just like, I don't know. It's not my thing. Okay. So anyway, he's sifting through the fucking sand, and they getting the rocks and all of that, and everybody was just sort of like, what? Why are we doing this? Rocks? Like, what is this? Like, are we gonna find a diamond up in this mug? No. Okay, but they do find a couple of little things. Oh, that's beautiful. But the fun doesn't last long, because next thing you know, Drew and Fatum are arguing again. I was just like, oh my God, all the arguments. Marlo was just like, I thought that we left that in the driveway. So Marlo is just like, you know what, as much as she wanted this trip to really work, it has drained all of her energy. She is tired, between everybody fighting, Kenya done worked her last nerve. This was supposed to be her like glowing moment of being the center of attention and all of her girls supporting her. And it's just all ruined. It's all ruined. I was just like, Marlo's drained our energy too. Y'all get on back to the fucking cabin. So anyway, they all pile back up in their cars and they drive back to the cabin. Everybody take them a quick nap. And then when they get back, Fatum is running off at the mouth. It's Fatum's voice that really works my nerves, because people with high voices already get on my nerves. Like, I have to. It's just like when I hear somebody with like a high squeaky voice, I just be like, it don't be for no other reason than the fact that shit is high. But she already has like this annoying voice, and she was saying how upset she was. Girl, you ain't even nobody but a friend. You don't even have the right to be upset. I'm like, Sheree, get your friend. But Sheree goes and checks on Marlo, and Marlo's just like, you know what, Sheree, I'm over it. I'm packing, I'm leaving. And Sheree was like, you can't leave. It's your trip. Oh, yes, you can. Okay, because she wanted this to be something totally different. Everybody's been fighting, and it's just not, it hasn't been fun for her. But Marlo is just like, you know what? I feel like I made a bad decision. Like, I wanted all the girls to come, and, we would have all this good energy, and we did have good energy. And then Kenya came, and Kenya is bad energy. Okay, she's like a dark cloud that came over. I was just like, is Kenya the dark cloud? She's been like a bowl of sunshine for me. But Marlo was just like, look, Drew and Fatum, they fighting. That shit is getting on her nerves. She just regrets even inviting Fatum. Like, all of it is just bad. So maybe Sheree can tell all the ladies to just come on downstairs in a few minutes, and Marlo's gonna tell them that, she's done. So Sheree goes and knocks on everybody's door and was like, Marlo wants everybody to come downstairs in 5 minutes. Everybody's like, okay. So, they all come down, including Kenya. I was like, oh, Kenya's still there. Marlo comes and she was just like, thank you ladies for coming down. The reason why I made this trip is because I wanted to relax and recharge and have fun with you ladies. But now I feel worse than I did before I left Atlanta. And that just feels so freaking bad. I just want us all to respect each other and have a good time. So here go the lapdog. Marlo, I just wanted to say I apologize for how I act, but sometimes people will take me there, And Drew was like, oh, people, I'm here. I'm the person that you're talking about. So then they start arguing again. Okay, and Marlo was just like, this is what the fuck I was just talking about. So Drew, while she has the spotlight, she was just like, here, lapdog, you need a treat. And she throws a bone out there. Everybody was just like, did she really go and buy a bone just to bring? Yes, of course Drew did, because that's what she does. It was like, she ain't even got no damn dog. That's okay. She got a bone for Fatum. All right, so everybody was just sort of like, oh my God, Drew. Go ahead and get your bone down there. I just really want to be happy, and I'm so not happy right now. So I called the cars for everybody, and I just want everybody to leave. They was like, excuse me, what? Bitch got to go, okay? And Marlo was gonna leave, and I guess she was like, why the fuck should I leave? All right, I ain't did nothing, so y'all leave, okay? And they was like, well, damn, I ain't never got thrown out. You know, Candy was just like, well, have I ever been thrown off a trip? I don't think that I have. Marlo was just like, thanks, but no thanks for making me feel better, okay? I feel worse fooling with y'all ignorant asses. Moneta was just like, I don't understand. Like, why we have to leave? I mean, I respect your decision, but I just... You know, Moneta was just like, I thought that we were, you know, everything was okay. Moneta was just like, I thought I was at least going to get 2-3 good nights out of this. But no, Marlo is over it. So Marlo goes back upstairs and she's talking to her makeup artist. And she was just like, I came up here to heal myself. Okay? And now she didn't have to deal with this bullshit the whole time. You know what? Maybe she should have just actually invited her and her makeup artist up there, and they could have just had a nice good time, because that's the only person that ain't got on her damn nerves while she been there. She is over Fatum, okay, and we hear Sheree still trying to calm Fatum down and all of that, and I was just like, this was a wasted trip. This was a wasted time. Nobody needed to sit here and watch this for a whole hour of just a whole bunch of stupidity and arguing and all that. I was just like, whatever. But I mean, I can understand why Kenya was acting the way that she has. Marlo has given her the blues. Okay, it's time for somebody to give Marlo a little bit of taste of her own medicine. But if I was keeping it 100 with you guys, I would have just been like, oh, Kenya, I really wish you didn't come. But Kenya was like, no, she got to get her money. Okay, got to get this. So instead, I'm just going to get on Marlo's nerves the whole time. I guess I don't blame her. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get on off of here and get back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.